Welcome back to another informative video. In this video, I basically I am clearing up a little patch to plant cane and pine. I'm going to put furrow on it, ridge and furrow, right? So normally you don't put furrow down the slope, you put it across the slope, because the slope is the natural gradient of how water will flow. However, when you put the furrows across the slope, it basically helps with reducing the flow of water, right? So you won't have flooding on your land. I'm going to start forking, right? The fork I'm going to use to make the furrow, right? So I'll see you again shortly. Okay everyone, as you can see, the quality is a bit poor now, but I am basically finished, right? Finished making these are basically ridges, right? The furrows, they are not yet dug. So what I'm going to do now is use another tool and kind of dig out the furrows, right? Because you have ridge and furrow. The ridge is basically the higher part, the furrow is basically the depression that you make, and the furrow is what I'm going to plant the cane in. And as I told you, I basically went across the slope, right? Let me go down to the lower section and show you what it looks like from that side. So there it is, up the hill, right? They are done across, right? Tomorrow I'll give you a better view, right? Good morning everyone, welcome back. The sun is rising, right? The sun is rising, and look what I got for us today. These are the cane cuttings that we are going to plant. I don't know, I think I might eat this piece, you know? I think I might eat this piece and this piece. These two, I think I might chew these. Yeah, so this is what I got. So we have some pine. So what I was thinking to, right? These obviously going to take a long time before they bear pine, right? And I want pine to eat next year. These going to take maybe about 2 years or so before they bear any pine. Maybe 2 to 3 years before they bear any pine, right? But if I plant the bigger ones, maybe I think I'll get pine next year, right? So what I'm thinking do is I'm not going to plant these in here, right? I'm going to plant some bigger ones. So we have some bigger ones in the bushes around there. We have a lot of pine around there, and I'm going to just pull up some of the big ones and bring and plant around here so I can get pine next year. So yesterday I showed you how this looked in the night, but this is what it looks like in the early morning, right? Oh, and another thing, I'm going to prepare those ridges, right? Because all of these are ridges. So this is what I'm going to use. But Mama, we had this a long time. Mama had this. I'm glad she didn't show it away. So I'm going to put a stick in it and use it to prepare the furrow, right? All right, everyone. So here it is. I put it on the stick, right? And I put a little wedge in the middle. And what the wedge does is, what I did was split the stick in half, put this wedge in the middle, and what it does is it forces out the two halves or two sides of the stick, force it out on the metal and cause it to be firm. Alright, so as you can see, right, I've dug out the furrows, right, maybe about about 8 inches deep, right, as you can see, and then right, and then the ridges on the top. So those of you who don't know the difference between a ridge and a furrow, this is the mound that you dig the furrow and you build the mound. So the furrow is the deepest part, right, which is basically the depression, the hole, the trench that you make is the furrow. And what you mount up here is called a ridge. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and get the pine plants, right? So we're going to the bushes now. Oh, but first we are going to drop the cane, right? And then we'll see the kind of space that we have left back. So some of the cane, if I might maybe cut them, the taller ones in two, just to be able to plant out majority of the ridge and furrow with cane, right? Right everyone, so we drop the cane, right? So this is how I did it. I put them flat. So you can put the cane flat, right? Or you can put it on a slight angle, like maybe a 10-degree, 20-degree angle, whichever you like. Oh, and I have two left over. So these two, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant them vertically on an angle, just to show you that, you know, just to compare how they grow horizontally in the furrow and how they grow vertically. So I've dug this kind of mound like, and I'm going to just dig hole and just push them in, right? Because I've dug the mound and it is fairly soft, I'm just going to push these in at an angle, right? Just like that, right? Just like that, right? Right. Just like that, right? So that is it. So as you can see, they are slanted, right? People want to kind of show what me I do. Difficult for the phone and so, but me I show you. See, I just slightly cover it, you understand? I just slightly cover it, right? You can see. Alright, so you see, that is how we cover them now, right? Alright people, see the pine sucker them, or pine plant them. Them pine plant are supposed to bear by next year. See them big? Well established already, right? So, alright everybody, we finish. Right, we finish. So see we put in the pine plants. So each region furrow could hold 4, because we want to make sure we have the planting distance proper, so that they have space to grow. Alright, so that is how it looks. So you see we have one down at the extreme lower end of the slope, and then we have one up at the top. Right, so we have one up here, so right at the top. As you can see, they're looking great. Right, people, guess what? I am so very excited now. You know, I didn't even remember that, as I was telling you, that chicken manure was there, because mama had some chicken in the coop and she had good amount of chicken manure. So guess what? Look at that. So if you look closely, you'll see that this is the darker ones, right? So what she did was took some out of the coop and she put it outside, right? And this has moisture in it, but it is well broken down. So this more whiter one that you are seeing, this is the one that was inside the coop and wasn't being wet, right? But it's basically broken down quite a bit, right? It shouldn't be harmful to whatever is going to grow there, the cane and the pine. So so what I've done is I've gone through and I've sprinkled it in all of the furrows. Look at that. I should be getting some jumbo cane and some jumbo pine from here. Look at that. You see? You see? I've sprinkled it all around, all along the furrows, right? See hard work we put in here, so yeah, just need to keep clean and make them grow. So as you can see, the pine, they're looking alright so far. So we have one at the lower end, one at the another setup at the top. So here we have a sprout there. Here we have some taller ones, right? This is the cane. And for those of you who don't know cane grow, this is how the cane grow, right? So remember I did cuttings, right? And they are sprouting, right? Mo! Hello! You see that? Look. You see? You just run, come and just run and boof in the place and pop down everything. I planted the cane two different methods, so I'm going to show you the other method. Right? So this is the horizontal, not horizontal, the vertical method, maybe about 30 degree or so. Right? So as you can see, here we have some weed. Pull these out. These are called nut grass. You guys should know about them if you are farmers. One of the worst weeds to have in your garden, right? Alright, so this is a sprout coming out. Remember the cane itself, it's slanted, it gone right in at an angle. So this is coming out from the cane beneath, right? So and also here we have a sprout coming out underneath here as well, right? So that is basically how it would grow. And with this one now, are you seeing any sprouts? Can you see any sprouts? No? Guess what? These are whole leaves, dead leaves. The sprouts, the sprout is underneath, or the new bud is underneath this. So if I should pull this off like this, right? Voila! Look at that. Look at that. You see that? Here is one now. Right? Here is one, and here is another one. Right? So the method works. Whichever way you want to plant it, whether horizontal, flat in the furrow, or on the ridge, or slanted at an angle, vertically. Right? So it works. Right? So if you have any questions, any comments, please put them in the comments area, and please remember to subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.